These guys are like the top 5% of men. And it's not just, these four quadrants that exist. Like you can have overlap over here. I don't have a way to do it with this cursor on this grid right now because I'm not on my quadrant sheet that I was working on. But if I could put like a big oval over a certain area, I mean, you could actually encompass two, sometimes three of these different areas because somebody could encompass more than one trait. They could have a dominant unplugged alpha trait with some plugged in characteristics as well, if you follow what I'm saying. But generally speaking, the unplugged alphas amount for about the top 5% of men. It's like the top 1 to 5% of men. Some are naturals. Very, very few of them are naturals, in fact, but some are naturals, meaning like they're just that way. Like they were red pilled from their childhood. They've always been that way. They've always been the Chads. They've always been unplugged. They don't get, goosed by or lied to by anybody. They can see the code in the matrix. They're just naturals in that sense. They live mental point of origin and chase excellence, not women. Okay. Men want to be them. Women want to be with them. This is incredibly important. This is an incredibly important distinction from many of the other categories because it's only when you achieve this level that you know. Like when you know, then you know, sort of thing. They're significant and are excellent problem solvers. They don't sulk. They don't moan. They don't whine and complain about life circumstances. They find a way to remedy where they're at. If they're not happy with where they're at in their life, they work on it. They find a solution. When I'm talking about significance, it's like social status, okay? You're not going to get a lot of unplugged alphas, very, very few, in fact. In fact, they're probably almost absent completely. Most of them have a significant stance somewhere in the world. Maybe they're a person of influence, a person of notoriety. They generally have, if they're on social media, they have a strong supportive following. You get my point when I'm saying like they have some significance. They have social proof. Okay. Another point that I've put under the unplugged alpha category is they have achieved physical conditioning, peak physical conditioning. They've achieved the golden ratio, the 1.62 shoulder to hip ratio that we know women admire and love. And this is not me making it up. Oh, Rich, this is not, no, this is evolutionary psychology. It's been covered in many, many research papers and studies. Broad shoulders, narrow waist, chicks dig it. It's as simple as that. Unplug alphas almost always have it. You're not going to find a lot of guys in this category that are completely unplugged, are alphas, and are out of shape. It just does not exist. They're outcome independent they're outcome independent to results that they get in life. So if things go their way, great. If things don't go their way, they look for the silver lining and the lesson and they move on. They don't lose, they learn. Okay. They generally are or are becoming, and I'm going to zoom in on this word over here, antifragile. Okay. And what that means is if you're going to take, I was talking about fragility before. If you're going to take a box and you fill it with, I don't know, like some, ceramic mugs like this, let's say, which you can get in the merch store on my YouTube channel, the store tab, and you drop it, they're all going to break, okay, because they're fragile. You put a bag of sand in a cardboard box and you drop it, you can mark that robust because it doesn't change. It doesn't get worse, it doesn't get better. It just stays the same. It's a bag of sand. Anti-fragility essentially means when you add chaos to it, it becomes better. It actually becomes a better version of what it was before. Okay. There's not much that I could, put in a box and say, oh, if I put this pen or these set of headphones or a spoon in the box, it's anti-fragile. You get the point though. But guys that are unplugged alphas generally are or are becoming anti-fragile because they understand the importance of that. When they see the writing on the wall, when they see what's going on in society, when they see the control of the mainstream media, when they see what the state is doing with masks and lockdowns and all this manufactured indignation that we're living in today, they lean into the future and they make plans to protect themselves so they have anti-fragility as things change and escalate. Okay, that's a very important component of the Unplugged Alpha. It's something that I'm going to spend some more time talking about in my follow-up book to the first one. So you can look forward to reading about that soon. They generally have accumulated or are accumulated 7-figure plus wealth, 7-8-figure plus wealth. These guys are not poor. Okay, Unplugged Alphas have figured out how to make it rain. They don't do it for the girls. They don't do it to show off flashy cars or anything like that. They do it because they recognize the importance of having options and why money is important and how that solves problems. Okay. Only women allow, sorry, the next point, only allow women into their life if they are a complement, not the focus, and they spot problem women fast and they get rid of them. Very important part of all this. Another component of the unplugged alpha is they will never be the smartest guy in the room. There's times where they might find themselves in a room where they are the smartest guy. Maybe they're on stage giving a lecture or the presentation or something like that. They're being paid for their time, for example. But they don't intentionally spend time in rooms where they look around and they go, wow, I'm the brightest guy here. Let's keep doing this for days and weeks and months and years on end. When they recognize that they're in a room where they are the most calibrated, socially perfected in the way that they interact and where they go in life, then they're just like, okay, well, I've learned everything that I can from this room. I need to put myself in more challenging rooms. They also understand that their network is their net worth. People that are unplugged alphas, they have phenomenal networks. You could strip them of everything they ever get in their lives. Their money, their wealth, their cars, their housing, their properties, their real estate, the women. You could strip them of all of that and then drop them in a foreign country. As long as they have their phone and their contacts, you will see them solve problems that plugged-in betas could never touch. Network is their net worth. They understand the importance of that. And last but not least, they surround themselves with winners and remove losers quickly.